Welcome back. This video is about how to do CSC134's assignment M1T1, which is due the 17th, so I want to walk you through that one. All right. When you go to Module 1, you're going to see some assignments and see some dates. So as discussed in the previous video, this reading is due the 24th. And you've got a few assignments due the 17th, so let's look at those. For those of you online, I've got this long document that will explain this. Or you could use the old video from last year. What I'm going to do is just attack the problem from scratch and show you how I would do the assignment. For those who aren't familiar with Blackboard, quick note, when you click on an assignment name, it's going to give you an option to browse files and submit. You're going to be getting a zip file when you complete this assignment, and that's the file you're going to attach. Okay, so it'll be M1T1, and you're going to be uploading a file. Well, how do you make the file? Well, you're going to go to this site here, repl.it. That stands for Read, Evaluate, Print, and Loop. I'm going to log in. You'll need to sign up, and I recommend that you sign up with your student email account. So let's see here. Great. Okay, I've already logged in before, so it lets me in fairly easily. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to want to create a new Repl. So what's a Repl? It's like a sandbox. Now you'll see around the site that they'd be happy for you to pay for it, but none of the paid features are required for anything in this class or any other classes here at Tech. So not important. Okay. Some ground rules. So when I look at an assignment name, it's got a little code here. And every time you submit an assignment, it should start with that. This is the easiest 10 points you will either win or lose. Here we go. So of course, you're going to put your own last name and not last name. So for me, it'd be M1T1 _ Norris, or Smith or whatever. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to create this. So this is going to give me a little sandbox. When you get into some of the later reading in Zybooks, you're going to find some sections where they have you run a little bit of code. This is kind of like that. So this is in the cloud, which means that it is just on somebody else's machine. Now when I'm done, I'm going to click here. This doesn't look like a menu, but it is. And you're going to click Download as zip. All right. Because I named the sandbox here, the Repl, the way I wanted the file to be named with the proper thing for the format, I don't have to change the name. If you didn't, then you need to change it later. All right. So I'm going to show you how to start the assignment. So you're always going to lead off the same way. You'll put the class name. You'll put the assignment name. And you might put the name in English too. That part you can skip, but it's pretty handy to have so you know what's going on. You'll put your name, and you'll put the date. Of course, you'll put your actual name and the actual date. Okay, so these two slashes here mean as a comment, which means the computer who's going to run this program is going to totally ignore these comments. I'm going to run this as is because we're half done with this assignment. Okay, cool. It says hello world. So the reason we do hello world whenever we start a new programming language is to make sure all our tools work. So we just get the program to say, hey, what's up? I'm here. And from there we can continue. So that's why that's an appropriate first assignment. First thing I want to do is this standard cout. So let's say I wanted to write another hello world. I'd have to write standard : cout again. That's going to get old. The analogy I gave is you're telling a story and you say, so my friend's uncle's cousin Bob was going to the store and my friend's uncle's cousin Bob did this. After a while, I'd like you to keep it shorter. So how would you keep it shorter? You would say using namespace standard, and now every time you write cout, it reads it as standard cout. So these first 4 lines only indicate to human beings what the program's for, which is very important because if you're running a program, you might need to fix bugs later or make changes, and so your filing, your archiving is really important. My lines 7 and 8 here are just important to set things up, and then my actual program here is all in main. So I'm going to add another line. We'll do cout. Welcome to CSC134. Cool. And I'm going to do another thing here. I'm going to put end L. What you'll find in the first or second chapter is that a new line could either be written as \n or it's just end L, which is end line. So that's a lowercase l, not a 1. I'll point that out. There's some things about the fonts that are commonly used that look pretty weird. All right, so now when I run this, let's see what we get. I'm going to see my program works. Fantastic. So now I've written a program. That was easy. Obviously, we're going to be writing more complex programs than that. The second program you're going to write is going to be like a quick introduction. Now that you see how you could print a new line of text, it's anything within the quotes. It's whatever you want it to be. So you're going to write a brief introduction for M1T2 where you write basically the same program with some slightly different information being printed out. Of course, this is only half the picture. We want to be able to input data as well. So we'll get to that, soon in the next assignment or two. All right, so any changes I made, I want to run it again. I usually run it one more time at the end just to make sure. Program works, great. So now how am I going to turn this in? Well, I'm going to click here. I'm going to download a zip. And I see here it's put this as M1T1 last name zip. I'm working on a Chromebook here just to keep it different because I figure if I can do this on a Chromebook, I can do it on any machine. So now what I would do is I would go to my assignment and I would click Browse Local Files. And again, mine will look really weird, different, whatever. I'm in the wrong files here. I'm going to go to Downloads and I'll see here, hey, M1T1 last name.zip. I will attach that and I will hit Submit. And that will complete this assignment. And you're going to be good until the 17th, in which case you will have new assignments. All right, well, again, welcome aboard. I appreciate it, and we'll see you guys soon. So thanks a lot.